Today is Monday, the 23rd of January 2017. I just returned from Panguru on Waipuna Marae. We had a hui there in readiness for Waitangi Day. And it was a success that I just wanted to share with you. Thanks to Willie Pater, who organised the hui on his marae there. Thank you very much for that. I'm now going to communicate with their marae and send information on what I said in the presentation to them and to the other hapus attending. Some of the faces there I'm familiar with for over the years had their presentations as well. Thank you to Danny Watson and Te Porohau Ruka. We met up with each other because we're always being staunch people with our directions and our way of thinking all these years, and now we're united and come together as one movement. That goes for the Maori Party, or Maori government, beg your pardon, Maori government as well. So they are a group that has to do their job. I specifically said that they needed to administer their business in sharing these lands with the present government, or if they're better than them, if they have a plan, well then that's up to them. My prime position is to speak for the King and his jurisdiction of Admiralty with his flag here, and to enforce that law, since we are privileged to have that authority whenever we're ready to use our sovereignty, our own sovereignty, in the right jurisdictions of this flag. And I'm saying 1834. Now, the chief taumata Jim Wikotu, Tupi, that's his name. I've just been waiting for him. I've just written an email to him because he's sticking with the treaty settlements. And this is for you, Jim. I needed to know from you today where you stand with the Whakamininga 1834 flag, and not to mix it with treaty settlements, because it's nothing to do with treaty settlements. The 1835 Declaration of Independence is all to do with the treaty settlements and the Confederation of Chiefs and a Maori government, but not the Whakamininga 1834. I spelt that out at the hui, all the people watching. And what I have to say about that, the evidence is there to back up what I'm saying on Facebook. Now, these YouTube's videos are admissible evidence in any court of law where the King is concerned and the Queen is concerned, in monarchy, sovereignty of the British government and Westminster. We're in that realm. We're in that trust of Queen Victoria as beneficiaries. That goes for the people on the 1835 Declaration of Independence and on the 1834 the Declaration of War. You see, the two differences is the Declaration of Independence is Crown Queen's Bench jurisdiction of Vice Admiral on that side, and the King's is the Declaration of War, conquer the lands anywhere in the world, and they belong to the King. They become tenants on that side to this side. That's what I spelt out. Jim, this one's for you on this video. I got a letter from you. I won't disclose anything you're saying to me because that's between me and you. I respect that much. But you're mentioning that you're going along to contract with the Crown of Bill English and John Key, because that I'm accusing the government of fraud and corruption from the King's side, or the King's side should be on the right hand side, the King's side and the Queen's side as debtors. So when you talk to the Queen's side and that government in Wellington, you're actually in contract with them, and you're not on this side in a contract with the King. You can't do both. You can't shape shift this side to this side. No, you're in one or the other. You're settling over here, not here, because this one doesn't look real yet. That's the problem that faces Maori. They're still trying to learn what this King side means on this flag to this Queen side of the flag that they're running around with all over the place. It's got no legal authority inside. It's been taken out by the government of Wellington on this side, the Queen side. It has no mana, no nothing. It's just a token gesture, and they've converted it into the 1840 treaty, which is what you're dealing with. You're settling with the 1840 treaty on that side. I don't know why you haven't picked this up. You had to cut right off that and come on the side, not wait for to get the money out of that, then jump on this side. No, it's not going to happen that way. Once you make a contract, you're stuck with it. I warned everybody about this King side, that if you, over there, you get the bill and the pound note on your head. And that's what's going to happen here. I'm making that clear to you, Jim. You're one or the other, King or Queen, but you're flying this flag, the 1834. You put it upside down. We're not in distress. You said we're in distress. I'm saying to King Itotoa, it's his land. His ancestors' land there where they put that flag. Didn't they put it down in Opotiki or East Cape or Wellington? They put it at Kororareka, then on the treaty grounds. At the moment, the ship is on the treaty grounds where they're making all the decision making, not on Kororareka. You see, you can't mix banks, commerce, contracts with tikanga. It don't work. So if you want to stick with your history, your claims, your everything, then you stay on that side. Because it's nothing to do with the King on this side. You can't go to England with your complaints. You have to fix it. That's why they got a government here, to fix it up here, not Britain. You go to the World Court, you go to the World Court, you go to the UN to sort your things out, and the Waitangi Tribunal. You won't get anywhere in that lot. You won't get anywhere in any of it, because that's Maori. This is Moai, Hapu. That's Maori, Hapu. Big difference. You're under control here on that side with the Queen. You can't get out of debt. That's what I'm saying to that lot up there. You're stuck in debt you're never going to get out of, because the King made it that way, so that you won't muck around with his title. You got your title, native title, but it's got no money in it. You can't sell land, you can't do anything. Only the King, not the Queen, the King. They made him silent. And I'm taking his mask off his mouth, masking tape off his mouth, and talk for him. That's what I said. I said, who you represent? I said, the King. No one's talking for him. You see, Jim? And yet you're flying the flag up on that hill, the wrong side up. We're not in distress. We're never in distress. That's what I'm saying. I'm flying it up the right way because we got the means to do it. But no one's listening, Jim. So this is my last time. You make a decision, because I'm pretty serious when it comes to talking to those people on the marae. Now, this is my last time I'm going to say it. I've given up on any hope of Maoris trying to solve this lot on their own. And the Moai, You've got to have all the paperwork behind it, the paper trail for the king, the mortgages, the liens, the everything, the laws. You've got to have that if you start talking about the king and flying that flag, because the flag doesn't belong to Maoris. It's not Maori's flag. It's the native chiefs and the King of England. In fact, it's the English flag with the red cross on it and the stars of St. Patrick. There's nothing Maori on it. There's nothing native on it. You see? They gave it because it's their flag. You make your own flag. The Tino Rangatiratanga flag is a Maori flag. It belongs to their side. The government put it in the Winds offices. You see? It's because they recognise something they created. And so you're holding on to that side and making decisions with the Crown. You're talking to the Crown, which is themselves. And you're calling them all the names under the sun, which is right. But what you're going to get out of it, 1%, that's what you're going to get. You're going to settle for 1%, Jim. Take it or leave it. This is 100% plus on this side, the King side, but you chose to stay on that side because you're telling me a different story. You're telling me you have a movement there. Just like Ratana, they got a movement. Tainui's got their movement. Ngapu's got their movement. Everybody's got their movement down the South Island. Waitaha's got their movement. Danny and Te Porohau Ruka. They're alright, there's nothing wrong with that. But who's got the money and the commerce? Tell me that. On these lands. They might own the lands. The government says, yeah, it's your land, but we use it. We've got administration on it. Well, unless you got your administration for the whole lot, Jim, not just 5%, not just down where you are, in Whakatohea, not just in Ngāpuhi, but this is all over the world, this flag, Jim. It's the whole world where I'm going with it. If you don't catch on to what I'm saying, then I'll go with the rest of them where it's gone. Because it's international. That flag was made for international trade, not just up the road and just up Kororareka on the hill. That's all gone. That's in business now. It's all in, the whole land is in business, the whole, just about every square inch of it. There's not much land left to commercialise, and ain't going to change overnight. No one's going to come along and whip that off and try and start with something else primitive. You either got it, you haven't in business. That's what I'm saying. Business runs land, and people get paid to do that job. So I'm carefully choosing who I put in a native court, Jim. Not one leg here and one leg there. One on that side and one on this side. No, you're either one or the other, Jim. That's what I'm saying. I'm very annoyed. In fact, I'm really annoyed when it just doesn't get through. How many times I have to say it on the marae up Waitangi? Suddenly, people start to listen and think there's something in it, what I'm saying. There is something in what I'm saying, Jim, but it takes a long time to grasp how that works. You're settling for something less on the Queen side, on that side. You're going for that. When a contract, when you go with a contract, Jim, you're stuck with it in this business with a king and a queen and monarch and the world and America and the Pope and the Vatican and the Church of England, all running business this way. The way I'm saying is they're bigger than us. They can come here and we got no guns, just taihaus and medes. That going to work for everybody? If there's a national disaster, this is a declaration of war flag, not a peace flag, it's a war flag, as far as I'm concerned. It's to conquer countries and take the land back. If you muck around with the land, they'll take their title back off you. Just the title, not the land, the title of the commerce, the money, the gold, the whatever else they're making money out of your land. It's not going to change in a hurry. If you fix your land up, what about the rest? What about the rest of the country? Who's on it? Millionaires, billionaires? What are you going to do about them? sacked him? There, I'm saying my piece because I'm still waiting for your answer. You won't answer your phone? That's not how our business runs, Jim. You answer the phone, or at least somebody give me the courtesy from your business and your partners. No phone call, no nothing, no text, no nothing. I won't have that running a business on a grand scale like this. Not going to work. Not going to work. Not switch on and off like a light switch. Anyway, that's my message to you, Jim. I'm just wondering if you're coming up to Waitangi. Not at the last minute. I'm not gonna wear that because it's just gonna upset everybody. Because it's not on the agenda. I've seen the agenda on Waitangi Day. Who's gonna talk and what? Because I'm with Kingi and their meeting. You see, I'm communicating with him. Because at the end of the day, Jim, he's the last one on his feet to say something on that marae and on that land. No matter what anybody says. You see, I'm in communication with him on a level that he doesn't understand this lot either. He's not interested in much of what I say, but at least he gives me the chance to say, okay. But he's got other ideas. He's got his own ideas, just like you. You older people than me have got your own ideas. But in a world like this, Jim, doesn't work. And you can't leave it to somebody else to do your business. You do it yourself or nothing at all. I have to stand on my own 2 feet and run things the way I think, and everything, not just one thing and let somebody else do it. I manage everything myself, because if it goes wrong, it's my fault, nobody else's. That's why I don't trust anybody to run my business this way, because they're going to screw the bloody lot up. And that's what's happened already over the years. I've let somebody do something and they run off with it. They run off with the ideas. They can't run off with Moai, Jim, because there's too much online. And because a lot of Maori won't go online, they just don't see what's going on in the world, just only up the road. You see? Now, no marae, sadly to say, they don't have communications with the rest of the world. If you want to be transparent in trade with other countries, you have to be right up front and match them and open to the whole world. I've got the witnesses online, Jim. You don't have to go far for support. It's there. They either believe you or they don't. Simple as that. Simple as that. I don't have the whole big hooies. It's all online. The video, and that's it. And that's what I'm saying at the hui up north in Pangaru, is that we had a good hui in the outcome, but although there's a bit of negative in it, it's still the same old story. It's rolled around and round and go to Waitangi unprepared. The only ones I see prepared are the ones that have got presentations. Okay? The Maori government had a presentation. Alfred Mitchell and Georgie Job. They did a wonderful presentation, but that's their field. That's what their beliefs are, and same as me. My beliefs is in the Moai and King William, and King William III, King William IV, St. Patrick Church. Even though I'm not a church person, I don't have churches and Bibles in my head. Just Moai straight up. Just the same as St. Patrick. His God is straight up, not in churches. Okay? And they're going to grab his mana, steal that one, and steal a Moai. 2 memorials. That's what rules the whole commerce, Jim. Those 2. And a king. Those 3 things rules this whole world. Believe it or not, that's the New World Order, what they're trying to do in Rome and England. Rule the whole flipping world with those memorials. Nothing else. No tikanga law, although I got tikanga in me, but I speak mostly English because people understand me. So I was talking with Maori one day, but in me, all my stuff is in English. See, because that's the way I'm brought up. Okay, That's all I want to say for this video. I'll make it too long. But Jim, you let me know today where you stand on that Titi Marae. I'm going there on the 2nd because Kingi's starting the hui on the 2nd, not the 3rd, on the 2nd. He would like all the hapus to be there on Titi Marae on the 2nd. So I'm going there all by myself, Jim. I'm going by myself because I've given up on everybody. I'll go there, sit there by myself. Right? Don't need anything else, just a moai and the King's hat on my head and a St. Patrick's 8-point star. That's it. That's it. And I'm not sure if you're coming up because we don't know what you're thinking and what your approach is to this flag. We don't know. I can't report anything between me, you, Manahi Parapara Mohini, Bundy Waitai and Kingi Taurua. You see, that was our group in the native court, but you are standing right outside and won't talk to me. That throws a spanner right in the works with you and this flag. Okay, this flag here was put on that piece of land and no other piece of land. I'm doing titles, Jim, certificate of titles in the Pākehā world and undoing them. I don't think anybody can do that these days. It's too hard. So if you want to battle in the Waitangi Tribunal, in the Serious Fraud Office and the Secret Information Act and all the rest of the Te Ture Whenua Act, you're quite welcome to stay there and settle your claims there for the land where you are and not the rest of the country. Just your land. That's the trouble. No one's united to go as one block of land. The whole lot. I'm trying to tell Kingi, but it's taking forever, over 20 years, to educate him on land titles. He's not interested. He's only interested in protests or getting his land back. The hard way, Jim, the hard way. And getting it back to the Waitangi Tribunal is not very good deal. It's not a good deal for a little bit of dollars when there's a flipping pound note there to go and whap on their head. That's what I'm saying to them. The pound note was given to us to use in commerce. This is the last time I'm going to say things on the marae because that's it. If you don't get it, you never will. I'm bowing out of the whole lot after that. After the 6th of February, if no one's listening, that's it. I'll make this public announcement. I'm just wasting my time with Maoris. You know why, Jim? Because Maori belongs to the Crown. It's their patent right name. They invented it in 1945, and I wish the hell all you Maoris could pick up on that. Instead of saying Maori Treaty of Waitangi 1840. There's no such thing. There's no contract. It's got no end date, Jim. Can't you see what I'm saying? In front of the whole flipping world, they say, what's wrong with your Maoris? I said, what Maoris? You see, people can see that Maori are so fucking thick at land titles. So they leave it to the Pākehā to do. Because they're too flipping lazy to go and work it out and go and learn how to do it. That's how annoyed I am. Maori's too fucking lazy to go and learn how to do commerce and land titles on your land and just look after their own bits and fuck the rest. Don't worry about anybody else. I'm talking like this because I'm so pissed off with the whole lot of you. Even the old people not listening, just in one ear out the other, and go into the Pākehā world to try and solve it. And here I am talking for the Pākehā world. I come back, I go online, I meet somebody from America who wants to help me to solve this problem in the marketing field. And I say to Jamie, say hi to her. No response. That got me wow, Jim, from your people down that way in Bodaki, in Whakatane. Won't listen. You know when you won't listen, I'll take off. Because you've got your own brain to solve your own problems. Your way. That's what I said to Jamie. I'm wasting my fucking time. I'm wasting my fucking time. If you can't meet somebody else out of the blue who's watching from the other side of the world at all these Maoris running around in circles can't solve their problems, how the hell are they going to get on in the rest of the world if they don't say hi? That's what kicked this lot off and made me back out of it. What's the use? I've spent a long time teaching everybody what to do, and it goes right in one ear and out the other. That's all I want to say with this video, Jim. I'm sending to you an email with this reply, and that's the way I'm swearing like buggery online, because I've been like that since 2007 on Facebook. The only way I let my frustrations out is to put it on YouTube, so they can see what the hell's wrong with your people. Why can't they settle? Why can't they settle something that can be settled quite quickly with this flipping flag? Why can't you use this flag the way it's supposed to be, not go and stick it upside down? It's the most powerful flag in the world. That's what I'm trying to say to you lot. It's the most powerful flag in the flipping world. Yet you don't know how to use the bloody thing. That's all. I better get on with my work because I've got to go and put documents together again myself. No secretary, Jim. No secretary is in here. Just me. I got Jamie to give me a hand, but she's got a family to look after, and that's the end of that. So I'm looking for someone else. And then a woman pops up. It seems 2 women is too much in my office. I'm not supposed to have anybody. I've got to do it myself. That's what it ends up with. Back to square one. Anyway, Joseph Dargaville is a taumata on Waipuna Marae in Pangaru. He's very good because he understands where I come from down the East Coast, Ngāti Pro, and my hapu there, the Henares and all those people living around me and my family. He knows the whole story down there, and he's on that marae. And same with Bundy in Kaitaia. He's Waitai, Bundy Waitai, he's from down there, and Manahi Parapara, Mohini, he's from there too, Rangitukia. You see, that's my football stomping grounds. And you're from there too, Jim, from on the Haha block where the moa is. There you're talking about moa for the first time. I've been talking about it for a long time, Jim. I've put all the documents together for moa, and there you are picking up on that, and away you go. But no one knows. Only you and your crew there. No one knows. You go on my site, there's 80 Facebook sites, Jim, with moa all over it. They knew long ago. I've been going with that kaupapa for a long time. It's not just dripped overnight. I've gone with it all the way, not just pick it up and run with it. That's not going to wear on the documents to Britain. They say, oh, who's the author? Jim. See? You put the stick up and say, Moai. Not going to work in legal terms. So you better make your mind up, because I'm being blunt and frank with all those taumatas, the old people, this time. I'm very serious about what I say on a marae. Okay? I know you're well-meaning for what you do with the flag, but they want to know, and I tell a whole lot of them what's going to happen. You're there or you're not there, or you're by yourself in the paddock with the flag like everybody else. They have a right to use that flag. But what for? What are you flying the flag for? Who? You see? Those people that live at Kororareka, they've got first right to fly the flag because they live there. They live amongst those Pākehās that stepped off the boat from England, not Australia, convicts. These ones I'm talking about, like Maura Hoffman, Russell from Rotorua, my friend. You see, the Russells of Russell. There, that's the Pākehā one that I'm talking to as partner. Direct to Britain. That's one of the believers of all of this lot. That's the white girl that speaks on behalf of the Maoris in Hokianga, where she lived. You see, she got all the history. She knows just as much as I do about the history of Hokianga and Russell, because she's a Russell from Russell. There. How indifferent can you be about that? She knows what happened to her people, what they did to these natives, not Maoris. Not Maoris. There was no Maoris in 1835 or 1840. Only in 1945. Put that on your treaty claim settlements. There was no Maoris. It was invented by Pākehās. See? Now you see, now you don't. Just a myth. You're going along with a myth there, Jim, because the 1840 treaty has no end date. It's not a contract. It is false. And that's what they do. Dupe the Maoris on that side. And they sign a settlement for less. They go for the money, not the land. The money. Then they try and get the land back. No, not while it's mortgaged to a king. The king is everything. The king has got the money and the authority to put titles on it. If you got a title, you put your own title on it and sell it to the people if they want to buy it. That's how commerce works. Otherwise you can't get around the world anyway because they've got guns to shoot you out of the way. Don't be surprised if that's going to happen with Trump in there now, because what he says goes. He's a salesman, just like me, real estate. Jim, I'm in real estate to go and sell bits of land, but I don't sell bits of land. I just know how they do it in a commercial world. Okay, that's all. I better get on with it because I've got a lot of work to do, and I want to go to the gym, go and get beefed up, putting on weight, eating. Okay, bye. See you later. Have a nice day.